Yep, that's right, guys. Money pit up there, it thinks it's a Jeep. It really does. Today we are going to go start looking around for places to do some overlanding. And we're still in Iowa. Is that possible, to overland and be in Iowa? I don't know. Let's go find out. Yeah, goes right down there.
And then there's more down further.
Yeah.
If you go around, it goes. There used to be a B-level road, but they gravelled it. It's still kind of woolly. You been down there where they live?
Well, I told you guys I wanted to take you on a little adventure. This next series that I want to start doing whenever we're home and not in the truck, it's going to be just kind of running around the Loess Hills and using what I have to my advantage, in the wise of, I live in Iowa. Now, I know the dually up there, it recognizes it, it thinks it's a Jeep, okay? Don't tell him any different, because, well, I'm gonna keep letting that dually think it's a Jeep. But what I have in western Iowa are the Loess Hills. We don't have a lot of overlanding adventures in the wise of public roads, public trails. What we're on right here is some ground. It's my dad's buddy's ground that they do all their hunting and everything out here. So today we're just venturing around looking for places to where we can possibly start setting up camp. Now, setting up camp isn't like going crazy. I went to Overland, you know. You take out what you take in, you leave as little as a track as possible. Truck camping. That's what we'll call it. No, overlanding. Overlanding, truck camping, whichever way you want to look at it. But what we're purely doing now is we are using what we have, the Loess Hills. The Loess Hills, well, I don't know a bunch of history on the Loess Hills. The old guy with me, my dad does. One thing I do know is I think there's only one other place you can find the Loess Hills, and that's in China. I do have a few. I've been mapping out some roads, gravel roads, B maintenance roads, B level roads. Those are roads that don't get maintained on a normal basis by maintainers. I have been mapping those out to where I'd like to spend 2 days just traveling through the Loess Hills, set up camp in a few different spots, and just use it to show that there are places in Iowa that you can actually have fun, you can venture around, and you can work with what you have. We don't have massive mountains here. We don't have beautiful streams. We don't have all that stuff. We do have creeks, we do have ponds, we do have lakes. More importantly, we have the hills. It's a little dusty out and it's 102 degrees out. Let's go show you some hills. That'd work out real good right here. You get all that for a view, and then on your side, all that for a view. That'd work out pretty good.
Oh yeah.
You just have to bring a couple pieces of wood just to make sure that it's leveled up to where you're not getting a headache or all the blood's going to your feet, but
back where you were,
yeah,
the box was level. I have a level map.
Oh, you do on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
And the box was level?
The box was level.
Oh, back when I was talking underneath the cedar trees?
Yeah. High enough, you don't have to worry about hitting your bumper.
Yeah, that's what I say. It didn't hit the bumper, did it? I thought for sure it was gonna.
I do every time.
Oh, do ya? Moo! Moo! You realize right now Paige would be screaming?
You want to steal those cows?
She would. Paige would steal his cows.
means loose, wind blown. So you have to look for, it's the magnitude of how the depth. These hills 200 feet above the river valleys. That's the uniqueness part of them. There is other Loess hills. There's some in Nebraska a little bit. They say the only other place is in China, but China farms every bit of their Loess hills. The steep parts here, of course, are unfarmable. But they're on western Iowa. They run 200 miles from the northwest point of Iowa, just north of Sioux City at Akron, Iowa. And they actually go down to Mound City, Missouri. The widest part is 15 miles is all, so it's a narrow band.
So this soil, though, what makes it different than just normal black soil?
Well, it's wind blown and it's a clay. It's almost like they call it a sugar clay, in fact, or a flour clay, because it's real. You grab a bunch of it and throw it in the air, and it's real loose. Hence, Loess soil, Loess hills. Around 20,000 years ago, they say, as the books say, anyway, that at the end of the Ice Age, the glaciers used to come down in the Missouri River Valley, and every year they'd recede back, and when they went back, they left a lot of sediment. And then after the Ice Age, we had torrential northwest winds. They say 200-mile-an-hour winds, and so that they blew across that valley, and then it just started sticking, and that's why the west edge of the hills is real steep. And if you were looking out over an airplane of the hills, they kind of look like snowdrifts going to the east side.
That makes sense.
But that's why, and then that's why they're so unique. Not bad for Iowa. Everybody thinks we're flat cornfields, but Monona County, which we live in here, Kurt, is probably some of the widest parts. Moorhead, down south of here in the southern part of Monona County. There's some wide parts down there too, but
For how green everything is, it's kind of dry out here, isn't it?
yeah, real dry. Yeah, need a rain bad. Flat spot up there, not sure. Something to find out when you're camping here. You want to get out again? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'm good.
Look at the mushrooms. Them crappie are biting like crazy tonight. Get a little dust.
A responsible outdoorsman would have brought a fishing pole down.
Yeah. I don't even have line on mine.
Yeah, you're way worse than me then. Mine at least have line. Another good spot. We could set up right here. This spot is almost 100% level. You wouldn't have to use any boards or anything. Set camp up. That's the closest I can get to a stream. We have cricks. That's about it. We have cricks, and the cricks do not sound like river streams, but they are pretty cool. No, not really. They're just cricks. But it's still getting out here, still getting in. Guys, it's the journey. That's what I'm taking away from what overlanding is. What I read and what I see is it's the journey to your destination. This is only one place though. We've set up, we've picked out 1, 2, 3, 4 different places to overland on one property. That's here though. I'm going to tell you about my map I'm setting up a little bit later on, and that map I think is going to be a fun route to take. I think. Well, I'm going to put you guys down for a little bit because it's snack time. Oh, that's good. Whoa. We just spooked up a big old turkey. It kind of scared me a little bit. Alrighty, my snack is done. I have rightful reasons to be scared here, or spooked. Not too far from this very location there was a calf killed by a mountain lion, cougar, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, we do have those in Iowa. Yeah. I don't know how they got to Iowa. Everybody has their speculations of how they got here. That's all they are, speculations. But yes, we have mountain lions here, and a calf, I think, if I remember right, I have to ask Dad, but right up the valley here, was killed by one. Hey, where was that calf killed by that mountain lion?
Finger.
Oh, okay. I just had a turkey scare me.
Oh.
I was eating berries on the tree, just picking them off from here to that water away. Just.
Is there a nest there?
I didn't look. Scared me. Alrighty. We ready to get back in the air conditioning?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you guys are enjoying this and finding it a little bit relaxing. Dad's outside shutting an electric fence right now. He still insists on getting out. I offered to go out and do it, but he wanted to do it. Right now we're going to jump back onto the gravel roads, start looking around for a couple B maintenance roads. There is one over probably about 10 miles from us. I want to go over there and drive around on it a little bit. My goal is to basically make a map, or at least make 2 or 3 maps, to where a person can just push start on the maps I make and then run around in the hills and just stay purely on gravel roads or B maintenance roads. Or if we're going to come camping out here, little stuff like that, instead of having to depend on the concrete roads. Now there are a lot of well, if you guys look it up sometime, the Loess Hills Scenic Byways those are all over the place, but a lot of them are on concrete. But there is a lot on gravel, so where you can actually get away from everybody, get away from the hustle, get away from the bustle of highways, or get away from towns or whatnot. And I like taking those, so I am going to incorporate some of those into the maps I'm trying to make right now.
There's a national byway too.
The national byway?
Yeah, they're national.
Oh, I didn't know that either. I learned a lot of new things about the Loess Hills from Dad today. I thought they were just weird clay and you could find them in China. I didn't know anything about why they're so steep over on the western slopes, and it makes sense now, because when we're heading east coming home from the city, and you guys have seen these in my videos before, the hills just, they almost look like they're, if they kept going, they'd go up to a mountain. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
You hear the dogs in there, they're mad at me. I started this day with them, but then I decided to, wow, you're really bright. I started this day with those boys and kind of decided it's kind of warm out, so I turned around and left them at home. But they're kind of mad at me in there right now. What do you guys think of that? We didn't camp, but we're more prepared for what we want to do in the future. Unlike the mountains, there's no climbing higher to get to a cooler part of the countryside. Right now it's 10 till 7 p.m. and it's 98 degrees right now, so we're not going to be camping in the back of the pickup right now. But the adventure side of it, that was kind of fun, right? At least I hope so. Well, if the travel agent can find the rates that I'm wanting, we'll be trucking tomorrow. If he can't, truck will be setting another day. You guys stay safe, and as always, I'll see you again next time. You know the routine.